Hey, Storytelling Ron here. This is a video, Tomb of Annihilation, Artus Cimber, which is an NPC, and he obviously has a rich history in the Forgotten Realms. But how do you want to play him in Tomb of Annihilation? So I've been having a difficulty with this, and I don't want to play him, because it's almost like if he's in there, it's going to be too much about Artus and not enough about the players. And there's so much stuff going on with him as far as what he wants to do, and then who he's being hunted by, as you can see here in this info. I've got roll 20 up here, as you can see, and I'll get to this in a minute. But you can see, you can meet him at these different locations. Then he's doing different good deeds, and then of course these people are chasing after him, the Frost Giants, the Zentarum, Zendala, Valindra, and he wants to go. He's trying to go back to Mesro or find Mesro, right? Because Mesro is the good city of Uptau, the god Uptau. And Uptau is obviously a background, kind of all good kind of god who's kind of left Chult. And so Mesro is where he wants to, it's gone. It's missing. And his wife, Alessandra, I believe is the name. Alessandra is there or, missing. Anyway, so I didn't really want to play him, right? And then my players came from Storm King's Thunder, where they've encountered his son, his odd son Sirach or whatever, and heard of the Ring of Winter by the Frost Giants. So they do know who kind of vaguely who Artus Cimber is, because they've heard his name. The players are the human people, not the actual characters in the story. But they kind of pretend though that they kind of read about it, the characters anyway. So I'm like, I don't want to play him because I don't want to have this NPC that's got this huge story and takes over the story, and then I have to play the NPC plus all the other encounters, right? I don't want to do that. And so I was really juggling whether I wanted to bring in Artus into the story. But boy, he's got a lot of rich stuff there, and how can I do it? If I do it, how do I mix him in here? So I couldn't help myself with one of the random encounters is the Dome of Winter, in the jungle, right? So I was like, oh my God, that's kind of interesting and cool. And a nice clue as to him. So there is a Dome of Winter that Artus accidentally left, because he doesn't want to leave him there because he's trying not to leave a trail. But he did leave one by accident, and whatever, story-wise he left it there. It's right here. So the characters, my players, I've gone this route, and through the Ataz, they've gone down through Firefinger. I took out Mesra. I didn't even want them to go there. It's just a couple of ruins in the jungle because, I want to save the jungle, the city ruined, lost city in a jungle to Omu. I wanted that to be the lost city that they explore. So right now they're at the wreck of the Narwhal, and I didn't know the history of, I don't know that much history about Forgotten Realms. I've kind of been under a rock, but I learned a little bit. But anyway. I turned it into a sort of a gunpowder airship, with muskets, because one of the characters is a gun guy. So, he needs some repairs and black powder ingredients. Anyway, and it turns out that Artus Cimber has been on the Narwhal. So that's kind of funny. I've been reading the history. So I found the history of Artus Cimber that is passed in, the Forgotten Realms wiki. And so that's really helpful for me to sort of get even more info. So that's a good way of you to kind of go down a bunch of rabbit holes and see what you want to use for your own. Anyway, so what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to have Artus Cimber cross their path. He's not going to go with them, but he feels fated to meet them again, kind of a thing. And I kind of want one of the characters to get the Ring of Winter. Why not? Just might as well make this a fun, epic thing. Towards the end, though. So what I'm going to do is, players, please don't watch this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, he's going to meet them either at Curseball or sometime right after that, because he had the Winter Dome here with the Frost Giants. So the Frost Giants are really close on those heels. They've discovered the Winter Dome. They know what it is. They know he's around. They're getting more and more anxious, and the players did encounter two of them, and they almost beat them, but they were pretty dangerous. So that was fun. And then the Giants got away, but they're still in the area, and they're healing at the Dome of Winter. And they're about to, I think the players are going to encounter that pretty soon. Either they go to the Dome or they go to the Neil's Bones. And I had to one of the Aarakocra from Curseball who they met tell them about the Winter Dome. But he didn't say Winter Dome. He said it's like the top of a mountain. because that's where the Aarakocra discover cold, freezing. That's the only place they know is at some of the top of these mountain peaks is it that cold. So that's how the Aarakocra described this winter dome to them. So they're like, what is that? They don't know. On top of a mountain, fell into the jungle. So there's that. And so once they get to that in the Frost Giants, then they're going to learn about Artus Cimber and and the Frost Giants are looking for. And the Frost Giants hate Kir Sabal because they feel like Kir Sabal is where he must be hiding or was hiding, and the Aarakocra don't want to give them any info. And so the Frost Giants at some point either have recently or will again, both, are throwing rocks up, to try to threaten them and try to climb up there, but they're still sort of figuring out what they want to do with that as they're scouring this area. So the players are going to definitely encounter the Frost Giants again. Artus Cimber is either I think he's maybe going to Nangalore or wants to go to, or no, he's going to go somewhere. He's obviously wants to go to Orlunga, right? So Artus Cimber is going to be here or somewhere in here, maybe rescuing the party if they do get in trouble. So I might have in reserve to show up at any moment when they're in trouble, like against the Frost Giants or at Needle's Bones, or at Kir Sabal if I do the Gargoyle attack or something. Because it's a gargoyle attack that I could use at Kir Sabal, though I don't think I will there. But whatever or maybe at Nangalore. I'm thinking they might go to Nangalore because there's that Medusa, something Medusa, I think, and she's a Naga or something. But where they'll get more information because they do know about Omu and all that kind of past, so they're going to be going there, I believe, and then he could show up if there's a close to a total party kill, so I'll have him rescue them. Now, what am I going to do though? Am I going to have him join them? No, I don't want him to join them because I don't want to play him. I don't want the story to veer away from the players and their experience. But what he's basically going to do is help them maybe a little bit, give him some maybe items like potions or something to help him out, and then tell him what he knows, and then he's going to leave because he has to go to Orlunga. But he doesn't want to tell him that because he wants to know for himself. He's got, he's sort of on his own journey. But the winter ring, feels, I'm going to do a thing where the winter ring feels like its time with Artus is over, and because Artus will rejoin with his wife, maybe, and then they forever leave or whatever. I'm going to do some sort of romantic passing of both of them because she's immortal. And she was a Bara, or whatever it's called, Bara knight, a holy knight of Utau. And I think since Utau has left the Cholt, I think his Bara knights are sort of fading out. He's going to fade them out or whatever, phase them out. Because Raz Nasi was one of them. And Artus Cimber has a history with Raz Nasi. Okay, that's fascinating. Because Raz Nasi was a Bara knight of Mesro, under Obtau, and he of course went corrupt, and Artus knows about his corruption, or not full corruption. He doesn't know about Artus doesn't know about Raz Nasi's serpent corruption, right, turning into a Yuan-Ti, but he knows about all his other corruption, his undead and all that. So Artus is full aware of Raz Nasi's presence or possible presence in the Cholt. Thusly, that's going to tie in really neatly because after Artus Cimber leaves the party, after he saves them, talks to them, and he has the winter ring and deals with the Frost Giants or whatever, he says, I must go, and then what I'm going to do is like a secret message from the ring to one of the players. I'm going to make this kind of humorous. I'm going to say, one of you gets this vision, prophecy in your mind. But I'm not going to tell them which one. I'm just going to say it to all of them. You and the Ring of Winter have a future together. Because I know their personalities, so I kind of know how each one of them is going to react to that, and they're like, which one? I'm not saying who, but one of you. It's going to be hilarious. But also, whoa, they're all like, I'm going to do it just for the fun of it. So Artus feels like he tells them, we will see each other again. This I know. I can feel it, in my spirit or soul or whatever. And they are. So what's going to happen is, but he must leave now. So I don't want, I want them to adventure on their own without him. So I'm going to have him return to them at some point in the Fane of the Serpent, because he's going to know to go there at some point, because he goes, I'm going to say he goes to Orlunga, get some whatever, know some knowledge, and then he goes, and then he comes to the Fane of Serpent. Why? I'm going to do something maybe a little kind of evil. I don't know, but I'm going to do it this way. So in the Fane of the Serpent is Ras Nasi and Fentaza. Fentaza is the second in command. She, to me, looks like his wife. Dark skin, native of Cholt, blah, blah, blah. And remember, Ras Nasi was a Baron Knight. So it certainly can be that he was able to get her to go corrupt and convert to a Yuan Ti, just like he did. Now, how did she, I think that she wasn't a Mesro, and then somehow through her own selfish magic escaped protecting it to return to Cholt. And then she was weak, and Ras Nasi, his undead, was able to capture her and bring her to the Fane of Serpent, and he was able to torture her, and then torture her for many years, and then because she's immortal, and then she kind of broke and became Fentaza. So that's how I'm going to do it. So so that's going to be, to me, like an intense romance, dark romance where hopefully it'll be some kind of interesting reveal where Artisimber returns to save them, maybe at the Fane of the Serpent. I mean, obviously they can save through Ras Nasi and Fentaza's, they hate each other. Fentaza, he kind of hates Ras Nasi, so that kind of ties in really well. But I'm going to have it so that Artisimber, maybe he rescues them from the Fane of the Serpent if they get captured, or just comes in at the right time and sees Fentaza and knows it's his wife. And he does speak of to them that he's seeking his wife who was lost long ago, kind of a thing. So that's how I'm going to tie it in, that Fentaza is his wife. And then when there's the reveal of them together, she's going to freak out, because of her guilt of being this failure. And because of that guilt, they're going to join. And the only way to find peace is for them to leave this realm. And so they go together with some magical thing. And the ring does that for them. And then the ring of Winter, because the Ring of Winter kind of wants to leave Artisimber, in my opinion, because the Ring of Winter is evil, but it wants to go to what it thinks is a weaker, younger character that it can try to control, one of the players. So I'm going to try to do that. I'll look at the ring's abilities and sort of determine which ones of them is playable and which ones aren't. But that's kind of the storyline I'm going to do. I think that's going to be kind of fun, and it'll reduce the amount of Artisimber in there, so I don't have to play them. But it'll also bring it kind of full circle. It'll be a nice kind of background story that they kind of adds flavor and depth to the story, and then when Ras Nasi learns about the death curse and all that, so that should hopefully all join together as a kind of a full circle kind of thing, because you want some circles in there of storylines. So that should be cool. So that's my solution to, I'll have to work it out a little more, but I just wanted to do a video on that, which helps me think, a little more about it. But that's my solution to how I'm going to bring in Artisimber. Just a bit where they're mid-level, here in this area, because they're here now. They're like 5th, 6th level, going through like this. And then when they get to Omu at the end, he'll show up again, in the Fane of the Serpent. So that should be cool. That should work, right? Anyway, that's how I'm doing it. Just giving you kind of how a DM figures things out, puts things together, and how you're going to figure it out for yourself how you want to do it. But this is just a way me giving you the way I'm doing it, and maybe some ideas for you as well. All right, hope that was helpful, and subscribe, and any comments I guess helps. I try to respond to all the comments, and if you can. So thanks for people that have done some positive and some couple of criticals there. I get it. Anyway, okay, that's it. Done. All right.